Okay, we're live.
Welcome everyone to the City Advertising and Promotion Commission of Eureka Springs. This is the June 30th meeting, 6 p.m., Eureka Springs Auditorium. Carol, would you please call the roll?
Bobby?
Here.
Greg?
Here.
James? Jeff?
Here.
Carol? Here? Harry?
Here.
Harry?
Here.
Melissa? Here.
Okay,
We have a quorum?
thank you. We have approval of the minutes, and the minutes that we have to approve are the minutes from April 28th, 2021.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve the April 28th, 2021 minutes.
I second.
Any discussions? Okay, I'm going to take a roll vote. So, Bobby?
I think I have to abstain because I was not here.
Thank you.
And I wasn't here.
Okay, they're not going to pass because there's not 4 here.
Okay, so we will wait until we
We'll-
have a full group.
Re-advise. Okay.
So can't...
No, we have to have
Jeff
4.
can't- Jeff can't, well, with Jeff, we have 4.
Jeff wasn't here.
Yeah, I wasn't
Oh,
here.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Jeff
Okay.
wasn't here.
We basically have to have everybody that was here, so I would
Okay.
abstain also.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Okay, so we'll get that back on
Yeah, we'll get them at the next meeting.
agenda. Rick, do you have a budget update so we can approve that and where we're at with our money?
These numbers are a little crazy because our May collections are actually for April, and as you know, lodging was closed for April, so the percentages look really out of whack. But when we get down and compare it to the budget, actually, and 2019, it doesn't look so crazy. But the cash balance as of May 31st was $746,103.63. The historical comparison to last year, tax remitted in May, which are April collections, food and beverage, $77,830, which was up $62,063 or 393.6%. Lodging, $76,236, up $71,800 or 1,618.8%. Total collections, $154,066, was up $133,863 or 662.6%. Year-to-date total collections, $518,628, up $208,182 or 67.1%. The historical comparison to 2019, backing up a year so that we get a little better reference. Food and beverage was $60,135, which was up $17,695 or 29.4%. Lodging, $59,208, was up $17,028 or 28.7%. The total collections, $119,343, was up $34,723 or 29.1%. Year-to-date collections compared to 2019, $426,303 is up $92,325 or 21.65%. The 2021 comparison to our budget, what we budgeted for this year, food and beverage is up $17,830 or 29.7%. Lodging up $16,236 or 27.1%. Total collections were up $34,066 or 28.4%. Year-to-date collections are up $83,628 or 19.2%. So budget-wise, we're in really good shape. Even comparison, back to 2019. 2019 was a really good year, and we're still 21% above what we did then. So even taking last year out of the equation, the numbers are still really good as far as tax collections go.
Any idea 2019? What did we do in 2019? Do you have a because I know 2019 we were up, but do you have any idea up 2%, 4%, 10%? Don't know.
I don't have
I know I
that
was putting you
number,
on the spot.
but it seems like in 2019, we were up like 3.7% for the whole year.
For the
Just
year.
off the top of my head. I'll research that and shoot it out to you
Just
by
send it to us in
email.
an email. I'm
You
just
bet.
curious
Uh-huh.
how 29, I know that 2019 was a pretty solid year.
You bet.
Anybody got any questions?
No.
Discussion on the budget?
Not at all. All looks good.
Yeah, looks good to me.
Okay, we want to make a motion? We approve this?
I move that we approve the, let's see, the budget for May of 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, public comments. We have 3 minutes for
Wait,
public
one
comment.
second. Rick, is Karen not here for a report?
No, she is not.
Okay. Could you have her at the next meeting, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Public comments? Harry, will you keep time for us, please?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll tell you when to start. All right, my name's Bo Satori. I live at 2 Fairmount Circle in Eureka Springs. I've been studying the ad agency invoices for the past 16 months, and I'll have a lot more to say about that in the weeks to come. But I have to wonder, who among you is scrutinizing these bills? Normally, we would have an executive director who is studying these and reporting to you and examining how you're spending your money. Rick's job is only to pay the invoices, not to study them and determine the authenticity of them. If you go through the bills, you see lots of anomalies, like just the last bill at the end of April, due at the end of May. There was website maintenance. They took off 2 business listings for 5 hours at $125 an hour. Well, I think you've got a new good intern at $15 an hour, but you're paying entry-level ad agency folks at $125 an hour up to $900 an hour. And are you examining and scrutinizing those things? It's been over 2 years since we've had an executive director, and I just can't understand why you've continued to fail to hire someone. And considering the Lovely County Citizen, they published a series of investigative reports over the last Director Ekberg last year, and it was astonishing. And yet you continued to pay her. Are we to believe that you can now be trusted to hire a new director? The Chairman Carter and past Chairman Wright have spent all of your time trying to get rid of all your employees that actually work for the city, and now you're in court and you're losing. The Citizen headlined, "Wright vows to remove Moon." 2 years ago. Why are you still here, Carol Wright? You were shown in court to have altered the minutes for your first meeting on voting to remove Moon. And now it takes you 2 months to deliver the meetings? When are we going to have the minutes for this meeting? August? July? Tonight you approved April 28th. That was 2 months ago. Is this going to be the new norm? There's so much wrong with how you're operating right now that I would like to see some improvements made. And Chairman Carter, having your lawyer send me letters threatening me with litigation over my public comments is not doing your case any good. And today, your term expires, and I'd like to see you expire with it. And Carol Wright, you too can go find somewhere else to entertain yourself. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any commissioners that'd like to have any agenda updates?
I would like to add, Carol had given us in the beginning of the year, I handed them out, I believe. Bobby, I gave you one. There are some bylaws that I want you to look at. All of our other city commissions have passed them. So could we, on the next agenda, have a discussion and possibly a vote to send them to the city council?
So would you like to add those to today's agenda, or would you like to have those in a future?
Well, let's give everybody a chance to read them over, make any changes they see, and then discuss and vote at the next meeting, please.
Okay. so no reason to vote. Any other agenda updates for this?
Well, I'd like to add the issues that Ron and I discussed about the auditorium
Okay. So new business?
in new business.
Okay, so you want to add, do we have a motion and a second for that?
I'll make a motion.
And I will second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed to that? Okay, so I'm going to put that in new business, and we're going to talk about the auditorium. Because I've got thoughts on that. I'd like for you guys to consider, we don't have to do this tonight in new business. We could wait if we wanted to wait for James, but if you wanted to, we really need to vote a vice chair. I'm going to be on vacation some in August and won't be able to be here, and we really need a vice chair that just automatically takes on the responsibility of the chair.
A pro tem.
So would you guys like to do that tonight, or would you like to wait until we have?
We need
quorum.
we need more folks.
Okay. So I will put that on for the agenda for next meeting. Okay, old business. So we have to revote May 26th, and I have those here. These are notes. These are all the motions and votes from the May 26th meeting. Sure, I have two of those for you guys.
Okay.
I don't know how to stick it there. Make sure everybody's got one.
Okay. Was the first one, Jeff, was that the 28th minutes?
This was approval minutes for the 28th. But
Yes, okay.
we can't do that, so that one,
Okay.
we'll move that until we have a
Okay.
full.
I'll make a motion that we approve the April 2021 budget.
Okay, yeah, so you're looking at number 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Bobby?
I apologize, but I really don't remember if I was here or not.
I don't believe you were.
Okay, so I abstain.
Okay, so Bobby will be abstain. This is number 2. Sorry, guys, I'm going to take a lot of notes. Okay. Greg, do you have any discussion, or would you like to vote?
I vote fine, yes.
Okay, so Greg is a yes. Carol?
Yes.
Harry?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay, so that passes. Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the Festival of Arts event in November.
okay.
And I second that. The motion had to do with 25,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me start that over.
Okay.
I'll take back the first motion. I'll make a motion to approve $25,000 for the Festival of Arts event in November.
I second.
Okay,
Question,
sure.
did we get a breakdown of what they're going to use the money for? Remember that was a discussion back then that
Yeah,
they want to use it to pay someone to do a parade, and we said they couldn't do that, and
Sandy was here and gave us a breakdown. Rick, did we get a copy of that? I don't remember us getting a physical copy.
I don't have a physical copy of it. She spoke to it, what the whole plan was, but I don't have a physical.
was it the original
Having
plan?
attended a couple of the Arts Council meeting, basically 5,000 of the 25 is going to go for grants to local artists for works. The other 20 is going to be spent on entertainment and.
They're going to do some art on the staircase next to New Delhi. They had an art project there.
Right.
I think they had some art repairs that they were going to do down at the music park down on North Main. There was just kind of a list, but again, remember, this is just a budget that we approved for them, and if we want to bring her back, to kind of clarify and to give us a breakdown,
Well-
we're more than happy to do so.
And we all spoke about, just because we give them $25,000 doesn't mean they have to spend it, and I think Sandy was in very much agreeance with that.
And one big thing that came out of it, ESSA, not this year, but next year, is going to do the parade, which is really good, and they're going to take that on in the future.
Right. Okay, any more discussion? Okay,
No.
Bob? Somebody? No? Bobby?
Yes.
Yes? Greg?
No.
No? Carol?
Yes.
Harry?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. It's 4-1, so that carries. Okay.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the $25,000 for music in the park.
I second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, since I wasn't here at the meeting, what exactly does that cover?
So the music in the park, and Molly and Ron have been working on the music in the park under the assumption that it was already approved. And so they have scheduled, Molly, you want to come up and help us real fast? Has everybody met Molly?
No.
And so we have 11 concerts all in the Basin Park. Correct me when I'm wrong, 11 concerts starting on the 4th.
Yes.
Okay, you want to just give us a quick update on music in the park?
Sure, yeah, so we're going to have 11 concerts throughout the summer, so starting July 4th and
A little
ending
closer to the mic,
Oh.
please.
ending September 17th, beginning July 4th. So 11 concerts, about 2 or 1 acts per weekend, and those are on some Thursdays, some Saturdays, and some Fridays. And that's our mock-up poster, as you can see.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Here's some of the artwork and the poster that they've been working on to get that ready.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a actual poster.
Oh, yeah.
And just so everyone knows, Molly has been working with the mayor's office. All of these are approved through the mayor's office, right? So all of this, we have permits for all of these.
Yep, permits for everything, yeah.
All righty.
I think this is probably the biggest summer concert series we've seen. And the last one, correct me, is September, is Labor Day, correct? That's our last.
No, there's Labor Day, and then there's the 17th, which is
Okay.
going to be Jeep Jam weekend.
Oh, okay, correct. Good, good. And look, guys, I don't want to rush through this, so please ask questions. Let's get it right, okay? So I don't want to rush through this. If you have questions, because
Molly,
You want-
when are the posters going to be printed, and where are we getting them printed?
So we are still working on that, depending on when our contracts and the bands all come back. We have about half of them back, so we're trying to get all of them, their confirmation in writing, and so we can finally put those out.
Okay.
But that's going to be tentative based on when we get those contracts back.
Okay.
And as far as printing, we're really looking for whoever can get it done the fastest.
We typically print those in-house in the
Okay.
CAPC office.
Okay, so we'll print some of those.
I just want to help Bobby a little bit. I think at the very back of your packet, there's a budget breakdown.
Oh, great.
Of
Okay.
what we discussed at the last meeting, and the ones that have a little A in the parentheses is what they approved by motions. So that's kind of what they're going over to re-vote this time. It kind of breaks out there how much change there was to that line item.
Any more discussion on the concert series? Okay, we'll take a vote. Bobby?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Harry?
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Folk Festival?
I'll make a motion that we increase the Folk Festival budget to $40,000.
I second.
Okay. Any discussion on Folk Festival budget?
What was it before?
Thank you.
It was
60.
60. We actually decreased it from 60 down to 40.
Okay.
And the way we got to that is Ron and Molly, and I got in a room and we said, what's it really cost to do Folk Festival? And we put together a budget, which I presented. I'm sorry I don't have that, but I'll send it to you. It was just a simple little budget of what it would cost Now, what we did is we've asked Larry, and you can update us on Larry, we've asked Larry to do the big headlining acts in the auditorium, which that's why the reduction in the budget is because he would take on the responsibility of doing those acts. And of course, if he makes money, then we're happy for him. But it would also provide us with concerts. But it reduced our budget by $20,000.
I actually just talked to Larry today, and he has a contract out on one band. However, they were on America's Got Talent last night, and it exploded, so he's hoping he can still get them for the price
That's
that
great.
he had quoted to get them for, so.
Right.
It's up, but he is working very hard on filling 2 nights for
Right.
folk
Okay.
fest.
And that's why the reduction in the budget was because we asked him to do the concerts.
America's Got Talent.
Any other questions or discussion on Folk Festival? Okay, Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Sorry, I got you out of order. Harry?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Auditorium,
Okay. I move that we accept a budget for $2,000 for drumming in the park.
I second.
okay, discussion on drumming in the park. Just to catch you guys up, the mayor's office is nervous about drumming in the park because it's such close proximity, right? And so they've asked us to maybe look at dates that are a little bit later in the year. So we're waiting until probably the 1st of August to approach them again and pick dates that make sense. But we are planning on doing drumming in the park. They've agreed as long as COVID doesn't spike or there's not any more issues that they will issue us permits, but probably not for July. So we'll have that conversation. I'll update you guys. But what we did is we wanted to keep money in the budget so that once we were ready to get permits, we could act on it quickly. So. Any other discussion? Okay, Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion, that the shows in the auditorium, we leave auditorium shows at 0 budget and not any marketing or special events to fund that budget.
Second.
Okay, discussion? Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
4th of July?
I make a motion, we approve $7,500 for the 4th of July event.
Second?
Any discussion on the 4th of July?
I'm just curious where we finally decided to have them.
It's going to be at Marble Flats, the
Okay.
same place we did in 2019.
Okay.
And really, one of the things to note, because we were able to move this to the 4th, generally, your 4th of July, I didn't really know much about this, but I'm getting this information from Parks Department. Generally, when you do a show on the 4th, those shows are generally a larger show. That's why the increase in the budget. I think the last time we did this, it was around 10. But the 4th of July show is a bigger show. And so I've been told that we're going to have bigger fireworks, they're a bigger size fireworks, and they're going to shoot higher than what we had in 2019. And so we're expecting a much bigger show. So
And Parks is sharing that
Parks is
cost.
sharing that. And look, they're doing all of the legwork, right? And so we're just giving them some money. So, okay, any other discussion? Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Melissa,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry?
Yeah,
I'm going to get y'all in order here in a minute. Okay,
it doesn't matter.
okay, Mardi Gras?
I'll make a motion that we approve the $10,000 for the 2022 Mardi Gras event, and that we get it out for a special events budget instead of the marketing support budget.
Okay,
Second?
okay. Any discussion on the Mardi Gras?
I think Bobby and them weren't there. They brought us a big packet, and what we're going to do is start funding it probably in the fall, so they can start their advertising and some of their things that they're doing.
But it's all for advertising, correct?
It's for advertising and promotion.
Okay.
Yeah, advertising and promotion. They had a list. It was rack cards. They have certain places that they're going. Rick, do you have a chance to have a copy of that we could just send to them?
I have it in my office. I'll
It's okay.
pull it out.
We'll get-
I take your word for it. I just want to make sure it's all for advertising.
No, it is, absolutely. And they have to show receipts, obviously.
Yes.
That's not- okay, yeah, for sure. Any other discussion on that? Okay, Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes?
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. This is for, this is media and production expenses. This is for Paradise.
I move that we approve the ad agency media, the website maintenance, and Paradise social media line items in the budget.
I second.
Okay, any discussion on that? Bobby?
Discussion.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm
Is this for the website? Money for the website?
That's part of it. Website
Well,
maintenance.
how come we're not doing the website locally and giving that job to a local at an hourly rate and save money? Why is it being sent off to someone who doesn't know anything about Eureka other than what we tell them? That really should be someone local.
Well, when we hire someone, Greg, we probably will have them doing it. Right now, we don't have anyone. The website's in disarray, which we are going to have to talk about next year, a new website. So it's been nice to have it. It's running. Our numbers are up.
But it's very costly, and I would think Karen in the office actually could do that website.
Well,
You know,
Karen didn't show up for a report, so what do we know if she's doing
Does
it?
she know she's supposed to be here for a report?
She always gives a report.
Okay.
I don't know if that's in her job description, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know that Karen has a tech
Well-
background for what, but I don't know.
This is actually already contracted with Paradise. This was part of that $166,750.
It's already approved.
It was $50,000 in advertising, $58,500 for social media, $47,000 for the agency fees, and $11,250 for website maintenance. That's eurekasprings.org and CAPC.biz. And then there was $50,000 again for media buys in that $166,000, which was the last contract that we signed with them.
What do they charge us for each time we make a change, like a name or?
It's a minimum of $125, which is an hour rate.
A $15 an
It's-
hour person could do that job.
It is
I don't
it
think
is
so.
expensive, but in our current situation, it's under contract, so really until the end of the year, other than
Good.
breaking the contract or getting them to agree to change the contract, we're kind of,
If I understand this correctly, Rick, you came to us last time because we had already approved the funds, but they
Right.
needed to be properly appropriated, and you asked us to do that so you could
Correct.
account for it. Is that correct?
absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
No.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Pass. Yes.
and Melissa.
Yes.
So we hired an intern.
Yeah, I make a motion, we keep her.
I'll second that.
I just want to make sure that we add in here that it's retroactive back to May 26th on this, okay?
Of course.
So
Well-
that because she's already obviously been working.
I'd like to make a comment about her, and I'm glad to put a face to your name. You have done amazing, amazing. You've done more in a month than I've seen in 2 years here. I wish you would stay forever.
Okay, so any other comments or any other discussion about hiring of Molly? And you guys have been getting updates. I did ask her to send you a weekly, this is what I'm working on.
Yeah.
And hey, remember, I'm here, call me if you need me kind of a thing. And so she's going to continue to do that, just update you with her schedule and what she's doing, where she's at. She does work some from home. She does drive. I would like to, just while we're talking about her, Rick, is there any budget money just for her gas expenses? And would you guys approve that? She does drive an hour from Branson to come here about 3 times a week, 4 times a week, just based on her schedule.
We could take that out of contingency if you wanted to do that. We
Well, that's
have-
up to the commission, so
Right, it's up
would
to
you guys
y'all if
be
you wanted to
okay?
do that. We have in the past gave cell phone allowances and stuff like that, so I don't see a problem with it.
Yeah, it's,
I make a motion that we cover her gas expenses for when she comes on business to Eureka.
Allow her travel allotment.
What would the amount be?
We operate under the state rate, which is, I think, this year 57.5 cents per mile. So all she'd need to do is just, like you always do in a business, you log your miles, and then we reimburse at the state rate of 57.5% cents per mile.
We have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay. So let's go ahead and vote on that while we're just here. Bobby?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Harry?
Yes.
And Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Molly. You'll just get with Rick and he'll tell you what the process is there, okay? Okay, so that's done.
I make a motion to approve the budget of $7,200 to retain the contract with the Historical Museum.
Second?
I just want to make sure that we include in that motion that that's also retroactive back to May 26th. Have they already invoiced us?
They have not invoiced us. We were waiting on the attorney to get back
Get
with Melissa
back
on the
with the-
contract,
Okay.
but we can do it retroactively.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
we've been doing it
I got a
for
question.
multiple
Sure.
years.
There was a problem in the past where they weren't being open to be able,
Yeah, Jeff came and kind of reassured us, they've hired Jeff Danos.
We got a new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, new
and-
guy,
And they
okay.
have set hours, and I think that was important to all of us, is that, hey,
Okay.
we'll support you if you're going to
Yeah.
be there to support
Yeah,
us.
it's-
Right?
that's a good thing. I mean, I just want to make sure their doors are going to be open and not closed all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that this will help them
Yeah.
to do that. And look, if any of you guys want to reach out to them and visit them, definitely. Jeff is, obviously a local guy, and
Yeah, well,
Everybody
he
really-
promotes the zombie crawl, and,
that's right.
I mean, I'm expecting some pretty good things now.
Actually, he put a note out this week on Facebook that he's not going to be doing it
I know.
in the future. It's-
Oh, he's not?
No,
Oh, okay, so we're going to have to find a new promoter for that.
He's not going to be a zombie?
he's got a job.
Yeah,
It's
Oh, no.
it's unfortunate, it's a great event.
We need a new zombie.
yeah, we do. A head zombie.
Okay. Any other discussion on that? If not, we'll vote. Okay, Bobby?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Harry?
Yeah.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, my seat is open at the CAPC here.
I'll make a motion that we renominate Jeff for his seat. What position is it, do you know?
Chair.
Well, it's,
Just the position on the
Oh, it's the
CAPC.
position.
Yeah, it's just, we're just voting you on the position, whatever your chair seat is.
Seat 2. Rick, what seat am I sitting in?
I think it's number one. I'll pull it up.
Number 1. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right, number one.
Because we're 5 and 6.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I just want to say
Sure.
that I am highly disappointed where we find ourselves right now.
Yeah.
I don't hold anything personal against anybody. That's just my means of doing business. I never have, and I never will. I'm a businesswoman, and I run my business by treating everybody the way I want to be treated. And that's the way I've always operated, not just in business, with personal relationships. And I have to say that I feel like we're in the place that we are right now, Jeff, because of some of the things that were done by you. And it's going to be a struggle for me to say that I want to put you back on here after everything that we've been through, knowing that it won't matter if I vote no. I know that. I know it's going to be approved. And I have nothing against you. I think you're a great guy in a lot of ways. I think you're smart, and I think you're a good businessman. But I'm very disappointed where we find ourselves with this commission right now, in this lawsuit, and the things that happened. And that's my discussion.
Okay. Thank you. And I respect you, and I respect your opinion. Any other discussion?
Position 1.
Seat 1, thank you.
Bobby, I'm a business person too, and I'm disappointed because it is a two-way street. And from the moment Harry and I were elected, the things that have been done to us have been horrible. And we have a lawsuit, yes, but we are innocent until we're proving something else. And I'm a little angry at a lot of people that they don't hear our side because we've kept it quiet. And we've heard one side and one side only. And Bobby, it was a two-way street. I'm not going to say Jeff didn't do stuff wrong, Carol didn't do stuff wrong. I've done stuff wrong. But it is a two-way street. And, you know, they've been just as victimized as the other ones that feel that they're victimized. So I think we need to heal. And I think Jeff, I don't know Jeff personally. I've had very good interactions with him and his wife, but we're not social friends. I think he has done a really, really good job. I think things have calmed down, and I think we just need to let things proceed and let the courts make the decision.
And I will just say, going back to when we accused some of our staff of the things we accused them of, they also had the right to be proven innocent.
Absolutely. And Bobby, we kept that quiet. It was leaked. It was put into the newspaper. We have not talked about that, nor were we going to talk about it. I so hope that anything that was in that investigation isn't true. And it's unfortunate that it was leaked out and spread all over because it leaves a stink on people that might be innocent.
Any other discussion?
Has this been put out for other people to apply for this position?
No one has applied. They can apply,
I heard that there was two.
not
Or
that
they
I
weren't
know of.
accepted.
We don't have anything on our table.
Rick,
Okay.
was there anybody?
When Patrick was put on, there was one from Bill King and Rodney Slang.
And a woman.
I didn't have one for a woman, but I had
She-
Bill King and
Blair.
Rodney
Well,
Slang.
you just said there wasn't any.
Well, they're still there.
Not for this position.
No, not for Jeff's position.
Oh. Well, I think it should be put out there for others to apply for before we vote. Give others a chance.
We've already made a nomination.
We have a motion and a second.
Yeah, any other discussion? I don't want to squash any discussion. Anybody? Okay, Bobby,
No.
Greg,
No.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes?
Melissa,
Yes.
and of course, I will vote as yes. That makes 4. Okay. So we did have this discussion about we had a motion and we had Harry set up a little committee with him and Ron to talk about the position of the director for the auditorium. But I feel like that if we're going to have in this new business auditorium discussion, that maybe we shouldn't make this motion, that maybe we should move that to this new business.
I'm thinking we have to legally.
Okay, it's up to you.
I'll make a motion to set up a committee consisting of Ron and Harry working together to build a job description for the director of the auditorium.
I second.
Okay, any discussion on that
So this is just to set up a committee?
Yes.
committee to, yeah. Okay, any other? Bobby,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Yeah,
and Melissa.
Yes.
I'll do it again.
Okay,
That was easy.
thank you guys for your patience on that. And so now we do have, Paradise has been waiting. Do we have Paradise on our Zoom? Is Paradise here?
Okay.
Call him.
Well, they know they're,
No, I mean, just, there may be a problem with the connection.
I don't see them on the screen. Click on participants. There we go.
okay, so we have an update from Paradise. They're going to walk us through quarter 3, quarter 4, regional campaign. Rudy, thank you for being here. Can you hear us okay?
You're a little muffled, but I can hear you okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to turn it over to you. So here we go.
Great. Thank you very much. And I don't know why it says Riley. Riley, that's my daughter's name. So it's just Rudy. She's not here right now. I'm going to present to you, as we've been putting together, if you remember at the beginning of the year, we put together a 6-month marketing strategy. And really, we did that because things were changing so quickly that we didn't think we could plan the full year out. So what we're coming back to you with today is sort of the second 6 months of that program. And this will, and if I can just get this to share. So let me see if you all, is everybody seeing that okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. So like I said, what we're going to cover today is sort of the second half, the second half of this calendar year, July through December, and we're really going to focus on 2 approaches. So the out-of-market marketing plan, as well as the local and regional plan. I think all of you should have received prior to the meeting today a very detailed document for each of these. I'm not going to go through that slide by slide. I'm going to give sort of the 30,000-foot overview, and then I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. So as we put the plan together, really we dig into, what the current situation is and do an analysis of what's happening in the market, what traveler sentiment is like, any research that's new and available, performance of the existing and previous marketing programs that we've done. So we collect all of that. We set up goals. We develop strategies and messaging and communication. We understand the consumer segments and the target audiences and where they are and how we'll reach them. We put together then the advertising media plan, which is the bulk of the plan. And then we round that out with social media, public relations, how the website and our own channels with content on the website is, and then of course, measurement and reporting, which we provide. So as Rick mentioned earlier in the meeting, if you, we can see that we're up year over year, which is great. We're up 22% for overall collections. And again, these are compared to 2019, which is a more sort of normal year. When we look at 2020 versus 2021, as Rick mentioned, we're up significantly. So we kind of go back to a normal year to really understand. So year to date, we're up 22%, and then May 2019 versus May 2021, 29%. So the good news is that travel is coming back, and we expect that for the second half of the year as well. As we look at the goals for this next 6 months, it's really consistent with the previous goals. We want to impact the visitor economy, and how do we do that? Get people to stay the night and then spend money in the market, in the destination, and specifically at restaurants and hotels. So that's where we collect our taxes. But really, by doing that, we're impacting all the businesses there within Eureka Springs. So we want to raise awareness for all of the lodging options, all the restaurants, all the activities and things to do, the attractions and the events. And then also we want to make sure that we're communicating that Eureka Springs continues to be a safe destination to vacation to. And as sentiment is changing, as people are becoming more comfortable traveling again, there are still some people that want to make sure that they'll experience a safe destination. So we need to communicate that as well. So again, just as we look for this program, we'll start in July. It'll run through December, and really it will impact that time as well, and probably carry over into January of 2022. So I'm going to break this up. I'm going to talk about the local and regional program first, and then we'll talk about the out-of-state. So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. So this first section will cover the local and regional plan. And really, like I said, it's an omni-channel marketing strategy where we do paid advertising, organic and paid social media. We'll also have development with blogs and content on the website that we're pushing out. And then we think with the local program, there's an opportunity with some partnership marketing, and we'll get into that a little bit. We'll need everybody there in destinations help with that, so we're hoping that we can get some takers. So the first thing that we do is we identify the markets and the audiences that we want to speak to. And we're specifically going to target younger audiences. That doesn't mean that we're ignoring the older audience, the boomers, especially during the fall, because we know that they're not in school, they don't have to go back to school, they don't have kids in school, and they can travel. So it doesn't mean that we're ignoring them. We're just emphasizing younger audiences that can take trips, weekend trips, getaways. And also, I want to mention that one of the things that we're really looking to do is impact midweek stays and activity within the destination, so that's a high priority as well. So when we look at this regional approach, really it's sort of the 2-hour drive radius. So anybody that essentially could come over for the day and spend some time inside the city, and then hopefully stay overnight and eat and dine and spend money and shop. So when you look at the markets that we'll be reaching, it's really that 2-hour drive radius. And with the local program, there are really 3 pillars of the campaign that we'll utilize. We're calling this an always-on strategy, and we're actually reaching people that have visited before, right? They're familiar with the destination, they know what to expect, so we want to reach them again and to remind them to come back. So awareness is key during this time, and that will be done primarily through paid social, so significant amount in paid social, just talking about what to do in destination, the happenings, the activities, what's new and relevant. And then also paid search. We want to make sure that if people are actively seeking information about the destination, we want to be able to deliver that information when they do. We also think influencer marketing, and we're going to leverage a local radio talent in order to who's been to the destination to talk about it, their experience and their time there. So we're excited about that. Because radio is great, especially during the summer time, right? As people are out and about and spending time in their cars and just having a good time, we want to make sure that they hear about Eureka Springs, and we have an opportunity to tell them, and then that sort of first-person testimonial about an experience always is good. And we've identified an individual that has a strong radio following, so we're excited about that opportunity. And then we've got some print programs as well that we're excited about, full-page print ads and some regional high-end print publications that get a lot of circulation and visibility. So if you look at this again, it starts in July and goes through December. We had a budget that you allocated for us, which is at $50,000. So you can see how that budget breaks out with kind of pretty even actually between digital, radio, and print, and you can see how the budget is broken out there. I'm going to move now to the out-of-market program, and again, this is everybody that's outside of the local destination. So when we look at this, we take a sort of a market agnostic approach. So we're not just specifically targeting the markets that are on the left there, but those markets do fall within that sort of 6 to 8 hour drive radius, and anybody who's interested or potentially interested or hits the profile that would be interested in a visit to Eureka Springs, we're going to message. So this is the out-of-market program, and then you can kind of see we have that sort of donut around the regional area where we will exclude from this this marketing effort. And again, we're going to have the always-on paid search and paid social. That's a must for every one of our marketing programs. we're going to institute a tactic called conquest targeting, and we're going to do that through our digital efforts, and that includes digital video, native ads, and digital banner ads. So conquest targeting, what that means is, as people are looking for competitive destinations to potentially visit, as they're looking to make that purchase or that decision on where to go, we'll be able to serve them ads with Eureka Springs. And again, this is assuming that they fit the profile that we want to target. So once we've identified them as a potential target, they've shown interest in other destinations, we're going to make sure that we hit them and try to get them to come to Eureka Springs. We also are going to have some TV through streaming, and then also on radio with Spotify. And then there are some great state co-op programs that will be included in as well. If you look at this, this starts in August and goes through December. Again, we've got the Evergreen Always On campaign, the digital conquesting print, and then cost associated with the serving fees. So that's roughly $140,000 for that out-of-state market. But you can see that we're getting almost 6 million impressions over that time. So we think that's a really good, strong program that will be out there. So to round these out, so what do these include? Actually, we're going to be in destination probably in August, maybe early September, and then again later in the fall to develop and take some, get some new content that we'll incorporate into our messaging and our advertising. We'll always promote, spacious outdoor activities, right? We want to make sure that people are comfortable when they come here. And obviously all the outdoor activities that you can do, in Eureka Springs, and then come back and have a great dinner and a wonderful shopping experience downtown. Dining's obviously very important. We want to make sure that we highlight all the offerings and the unique offerings that are downtown. And then again, we really want to push, these midweek stays. So we've got some really cool digital opportunities that allow us to target people that have visited the destination or other destinations during the midweek. So we know that they're a typical midweek traveler, so we can target them and bring them to the destination during the middle of the week. We'll round this out from a regional, a more national perspective with public relations. We're not really focusing on the local or regional market with PR, but we think there's opportunities to get some stories told in some larger publications. And you can see some of the examples that we've already been able to do across the top, and that's in Forbes magazine, MSN.com, Garden and Gun, and then Market Watch. So those are just a couple of hits that we've had already, but our PR approach really is to get that national coverage, and I think we've done a really good job with that so far, and we will continue that through the rest of the summer and the fall. And then also social media. This is our strongest, most direct piece of communication that we can have with people that are interested in the destination that follow us. So through paid social and organic social, where we're posting great content. We're already getting really good feedback on the content that we're posting, and the numbers are in reach and engagement are increasing month over month. We'll continue that as well. And then we want to make sure that we're continuing to update and enhance the website. So we've developed a series of blogs that have been posted and then are pushed out through our own channels. We're making sure that content is up to date with listings, locations, phone numbers. I think we were getting, last I checked, we were getting like 3 or 4 a day that we needed to update. So we're continuing to manage that. And then also just making sure that the website is up and live and running and working properly. There's just some maintenance and security stuff that happens on a regular basis, making sure that all the links are working. And then, once we have an opportunity, kind of get into this here with the partner program, I think there's even more opportunity on the website to promote and showcase some of what those are. And, this is where we're going to lean on, the businesses in the community to kind of help us and guide us with this. It's always, I think with midweek stays, there's an opportunity to provide some sort of promotion or incentive that we can push out. To get people to come stay and stay an extra day. And we want to make sure that, when they're here, that, they have something to do, so we can create those offers, incentives, and push those out together. So we're hoping that the partners there locally, and Molly will help us, and all of you can help us identify what those opportunities are. And then, like I said, at the end, we always report on a monthly basis where we're at, these key performance indicators and these metrics that we follow and report on. The way we approach reporting is, we're looking at this stuff daily, and we report it back to you on a monthly basis. But we're looking at the information daily, and what we want to know is, we love to see when it's working, but most importantly, we want to see when it isn't working so we can make the adjustments, pull the levers, and pivot and make sure that it is working. So that's why we monitor and follow it so closely. So I know that was a really big overview of two very important marketing initiatives, both the local and regional, and then the out of market over the next 6 months. You have more detail in front of you that should have been provided earlier. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. So with that, I'll stop presenting. And
Thank you, Rudy.
hopefully I can hear you okay to answer the questions.
Questions? Do we have any questions?
Rudy, I think you guys had asked us to have people in town give you a call if they had some interesting information for you, a call or email. Is that still something you're looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, as with the current structure of the CVB, we're doing as much as we can to facilitate and make sure things are continuing to move forward. With Molly being on board, that's been a huge help. Just from a marketing perspective, we're in contact with Jeff daily to try to make sure we're in communication and keep an eye on what's happening. We'll really lean on Molly to help, facilitate some of the communication to the partners about, what these opportunities are. So it can go, through Molly to us. It can go directly to our team. We really don't have a preference, but we want to hear, what those opportunities are that you all have, so we can share and figure out the best way to share.
Questions? Anybody? Okay. So we need to approve quarter 3, quarter 4, and the regional campaign. Did you guys see anything that you had questions about so that we can approve so these guys can move forward immediately with the marketing? And we can take time here if you guys want to look through this, if you want to ask questions. I want to make sure we get it. And I want to encourage you guys to call Rudy, call his team, and Evan. Most of y'all met Sarah when she was here. She's on maternity leave, but
Right.
Evan has taken over her position until she returns, and he's doing a great job. So,
Well, I think the proof's in the pudding. Our tourism is just astronomical. And for my business, I don't know about yours, Bobby, you're a great business person. I'm seeing people we've never seen before, and they have never heard of us. And so it's working. And I'm a firm believer, you hire professionals when you want the job done right. And I think we've hired some good professionals. So I don't have any questions.
I think the 29% April to April 19 and 21 is a pretty amazing number. So to me, that's an indication of what a good job you're doing.
How do we compare to other tourist destinations similar to us as this year?
Yeah, that's a really good question. We handle a number of destinations throughout the Southeast. And although we're seeing improvement and the needle moving, I would say that it hasn't been to, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 destinations that we represent, that hasn't been at the level of Eureka Springs. And I would say that yours, rebounded very quickly compared to some other destinations.
Would you mind sharing us a list of people, destinations that you're working with?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Would you mind sharing with us a list of the other destinations that you work with?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with Little Rock. We work with Shreveport, Louisiana. We work with Santa Rosa County, Florida, which is on the Panhandle. We work with Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades, which is in Florida. We do work with Visit Savannah. We work with Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Ah.
We work with also Columbia County, which is in Florida. So that's about 7 or so destinations, and then a number of resorts as well.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions, comments for Rudy?
No.
No? Okay, Rudy, we're going to let you go.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rudy.
Great job.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Okay, so we need a motion to, and we'll get a vote.
I make a motion that we approve the plan for the third and fourth quarter of By Paradise.
And
I'll second.
we need the regional in there too,
Okay,
regional campaign.
okay. I'll take that motion back.
Okay, I'll take my second back.
I make a motion that we approve the third and fourth quarter plan of Paradise as well as their regional plan for Eureka Springs.
Any other discussion on that?
Well, second.
Second.
I just have one thing I want to say, and I didn't want to say it in front of him, but I think they're doing a fantastic job, and I'm very happy. But I also want to say, I think the pandemic has been a little bit of a silver lining for Eureka Springs. We've had a lot of people coming to Eureka Springs that probably wouldn't have come regardless of if we'd had an ad agency or not, just simply because we were a destination that I think people felt like it was safe. I think it was someplace they could drive to. And so I'm very happy with the job they're doing, but I also don't want us to forget that some of this has just been the silver lining of what's been going on in the world, so.
Of course, they had to hear about Eureka,
Yeah,
too.
yeah. They had to hear about it. I agree with you, Bobby, but by about the first of the year, then I went, no, it's advertising now.
No, I agree. I think they're doing a fantastic job. I'm happy with them, but
Yeah.
I think we also just need to be realistic.
Yeah, but I think we really did well last year, because we had that push of them. I think we would have done good because of the COVID, but I think we got an extra push.
Probably.
Because we really weren't even down after being closed for 2 months, so I don't know. I think they're doing well.
No.
Anecdotally, I was sitting in the lobby of the courthouse the other day waiting on some papers, and a couple came in and went to the window to get a wedding license. And as they were leaving, my husband was there too. We congratulated them. And they said, and they were a gay couple, and they said, we basically came here to get married. We had no idea that Eureka was so welcoming. And they asked a lot of questions about what they could do and see while they were here, restaurants and that type of thing. But that was, to me, a really good example of information that they've probably gotten fairly recently that affected their stay. And they were going to be in town all weekend.
Great.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Bobby?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
And Melissa?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so I have the tourism director back on the schedule. We have 2 candidates that still are interested in the position, Gary Holstein and Madison Dawson. I called both of them today just to make sure that they were still interested in the position because we've kind of been on hold for a little bit. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to ask you guys if you guys are ready to bring them to Eureka to do physical interviews with them. We would do those individually, and then we would do a public meeting where we would interview them. But of course, I think we should pay for their food, lodging. So that's really, if you guys are ready to do that, I'm ready to get that on.
Let's get with it. We've been working to get a tourism director for 6 months, and I think we need to do it. So is anybody available, maybe a couple special meetings? Because I think we really need to get going on this.
Yeah, I'd like to meet with both of them said they would come, but we didn't talk about dates. Like, I didn't ask, I just said, will you come? And I will work with them to see what works for their schedule. and then I'll reach out to everybody, and if we need to do a special meeting for them, then.
Could we get them here next week? And one of the reasons I say that, it's always traditionally dead after a holiday, for 3 or 4 days, it's just, everybody's gone home, so I think that'd be a good time.
I can ask.
Okay.
And I sent over, I refreshed everybody with their paperwork, and I sent that, and I think you have it. So do you have any questions?
No, I read the resumes today.
Okay. I would encourage you, they're both very nice, very friendly. Give them a call. I think everyone else has probably visited with them already. So, are you guys ready to do that? And what kind of budget would we want to, what are we looking to spend here? Do we have a budget line already, or do we need to approve some money here specifically for this?
We have contingency funds for that. Last time, we brought one from California, and there wasn't really a set budget of what it was going to cost, so if it was going to be like a $5,000 plane ticket, you might want to do something else.
I'm saying it's probably $800 to $1,200 per, right?
I think the California trip was $2,200 altogether with his meals, his rental car, and his plane flight, which is not out of the realm of a vacation or an interview to come into town.
We also got, I believe all the lodging was donated last time, which we may or may not want to do this time. And some of the food was, people invited them to their restaurants.
You know what I would like to do, and this is completely, I would just like to let them pick where they're going, let them pick where they're going to eat, let them experience Eureka on their own. We can make suggestions, obviously, and we'll meet with them and we'll do that, but I feel like we should let them go and do the things they want to do, and they'll just bring us receipts. If they're okay to agree to that, I just feel like then we're not trying to be biased in any way, so.
I agree.
Okay. I'll get that done. I'll try for next week, but we'll see.
Okay.
And Rick's already got a budget for it, so I don't see any reason to make a motion to approve it unless you guys just feel like you want.
I think we can talk about that then.
Okay? Okay, get that on the, okay, so Molly has, obviously, we've met her a little bit. I did put a line on here just so that she could come up and we could just, if you want to have more discussion with her, and then also right following up to that, she's going to give us an update with events that she's been working on, which she already started, and we've got Folk Festival to talk about in that. So Molly, come on up.
Hello again, everybody. So, introduce myself again. I'm Molly Horton, the intern, and it's great to see you all actually in person, not on a screen or over email. But yeah, I'm excited to work all together and finally hit the ground running. So these past 3 weeks, I've been working pretty closely with Ron and with Jeff to plan our events. So, of course, our first event is going to be the 4th of July, and we've put a lot of effort into that. We have 2 headlining acts, the Pam Setzer Band and the Sillamore Special Band. So that's all going to kick off around 6 p.m. And of course, Parks then has the fireworks at 9. Other things happening with, you're fine.
Molly, excuse me, that is going to be in Basin Park, correct?
Correct. And then the fireworks from Marble Flats. We do have a sponsorship with the Wellspring Ministry doing face painting and refreshments, and that is donated, of course. But the bands will play until about dusk, and then people can stay in the park if they want to or move out for the fireworks, which of course will be at Marble Flats. Now moving on to our summer concert series, of course, this is our other promotional content from Right Mind, but Ron, if you want to speak on that a little bit, how we picked our bands and got everybody together for that.
Well, yeah, we were just tasked to put together this park series. Yeah, for the next 3 months, and we got out of the gates pretty quickly because we had to get this done in a hurry. And all the bands and all the venues were in a frenzy to get everything booked because everybody was way behind. So we did a lot of digging with the contacts we had, and we targeted bands that were available that we thought would be a good fit and would draw people or entertain the people that were here. And we did the best job we could with the budget that we had, and I think we have for what we had to work with. I think we have a really good summer concert series coming up, and we look forward to it. And Molly, if you want to just fill out the details.
Yeah, so some of the events, some of the ones we're excited about, like Red Dirt Rangers are having like their own concert, the Kate Brothers with a concert, we're going to have a jazz weekend as well as a local showcase. So they'll be varying by genre to kind of pull in different types of people to the city. Yeah, those will be Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. They kind of vary throughout the summer, but yeah, we're going to kick it off July 4th and end September 17th. Anybody got any questions?
Bring it on.
Excellent, you guys, really, really
I
excellent.
just want to say it's great what you're doing. I think it's great, but you're not keeping hours at the CAPC office?
Yeah,
You're not available at the office at all?
Right now, I've been working out of the odd offices, but I've been
Okay.
in town, and I can be anywhere you need me to be. I can be at the CAPC office, but I've just had a workspace here in the odd offices, so
How
that's all I've
does,
been-
how does the tax collector call CAPC office to get a hold of you?
I've just been people have been getting a hold of me by my phone number and by my email, so
Rick, you have her phone number, of course. Yeah, so no problem calling and getting a hold of her.
But why isn't she keeping an office at the CAPC?
She is keeping an office in the
Yeah,
auditorium.
here, in auditorium. So
That's where we put her.
are there set hours? Set hours when you are here?
the hours aren't set. I've been kind of going off of coming in whenever I've been needed and people have been needing me, so I've been keeping 20 hours a week and been spending them in the offices here at the odd.
We've given her flexible hours in order to,
I know, but the tax collector needs to know that they can call her and make a meeting and meet with her at any time.
Well, she has a cell phone, Greg.
Right,
That's what
that's-
cell phones are for.
That's what I was asking Melissa.
and an email address.
And I got my answer.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
Also, the auditorium phone line does forward to the CAPC office, so if somebody would call the auditorium line, Karen and I would pick that up, and we can give
okay.
them Molly's information as
Good,
well.
That's the explanation I wanted.
Great.
I just want to make sure she's available to the tax collector, not hidden away.
Great, thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm really happy you're here.
Don't walk away.
Thanks,
yet,
Molly.
Oh, well, we got more for you, Mom.
Yeah, we're not done with you yet, sorry. So this is where we need to talk about Folk Festival. We have a budget for Folk Festival. We had a couple people interested in being promoters, Nancy Paddock. I'd like for us to recommend, we've talked to Molly, we've talked to Ron, we really need to put together a Folk Festival committee where Nancy is the promoter, Ron is the tech, and Molly is our communication person there to keep all that together. I'd like to recommend that we do that. Really, if we could do that today, that would be great, because they really need to get to work on Folk Festival.
I'll make
Concert- oh.
I'll make the motion that we entertain Nancy Paddock with Molly and Ron to begin the work on our folk festival.
Second?
I got a question.
Sure.
Where's the folk festival? Are any of the events of the folk festival here in the auditorium?
Yes. The Folk Festival, we're trying to get 2 major acts here in the auditorium, and those will be provided by Larry and his company.
Okay.
The rest of the rest of the Folk Festival, I had hoped that Nancy would, I actually had her on one of our workshops, and that didn't work out, but I can bring her back. But Nancy had a lot of great, she met with us, and she just has a lot of great ideas. She's a real Folk Festival person who's planned and organized Folk Festival before. And I'm glad to bring her back again if you guys want to, but it's just going to, every day now is important.
I don't have a problem.
I'm just wondering
I'll
what
second.
happened to, there were some other people, I thought we were interviewing people.
Andy was in, I did talk to Andy a few times. I think he would be interested in helping us some, but I feel like he would help this committee. Like this committee would,
Gotcha.
and they would still use like Bear. We
Oh,
met
good.
with Bear Morrison, but I feel like he's going to be a resource for us.
Got it.
But he's not necessarily needed on the committee. So these 3 people would basically run the show, and they'll work with Bear, they'll work with Andy, they'll work with other people. Folk Festival is going to, it's a big deal. It's going to take a village to make that work.
So do we have a commissioner on this this
No,
committee.
but if any of you guys want to, then I would think that would be.
I just have a question.
Sure.
Will Nancy be paid, or is this a
Yes.
volunteer?
She's a paid promoter.
Okay, so have we established that
We
amount yet?
We did have a budget for Folk Festival. Rick, did you get a copy of that? If I remember right, the promoter fee on that was $5,000.
Okay,
But I will get that to you. But yes,
Okay.
she's paid. It was a set fee instead of us just running up hours. It's a set fee. Here's your,
so you think it's $5,000 to pay her, and then she will form her committee and her volunteers?
it's $5,000 to her for the promotion, yeah.
Okay,
And then she works with Molly and Rick, and for the budget, they still have $40,000.
okay,
35, not counting her part, so.
okay.
And look, if you guys, I don't think it's a bad idea to wait to bring her here if you guys want to. She was not available today. But I also think that if we could, we're just behind. And the sooner that we can kick this ball down the road, the sooner we can get it organized.
I think we all know Pat and Nancy, don't we?
I'll second the motion.
Any more discussion? Okay, Bobby,
Yes,
Greg,
Yes.
Carol,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
and Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. And I will circle around and get that budget, because one of the things we did talk about, if you remember last year, all of these events have to have budgets. And so I want to make sure that we get a budget. So I'll put that on my list
okay.
to bring everybody a budget so we can see where that is falling. Okay. Auditorium, new business auditorium.
Harry.
Harry, what you thinking?
There's some maintenance issues that have come up. The draperies here, the curtains, are supposed to be cleaned and fireproofed every so many years, and it's been like since they were put up. And we need a deep cleaning in this facility. Now that we don't have shows scheduled, and before we have shows coming, I think it would be a good idea to look into some deep cleaning. We can get Ron to get a quote on the drapery cleaning and the...
Yeah. So I have met with the mayor a few times with Butch. Butch, last year, and Rick would know about this, there was a plan, there was actually drawings and some quotes for an elevator that would access into the basement. So that space would be usable, okay? And the city is willing to partner with us on that to do those improvements. Now, the benefit to that is that when we do a show in here, we can actually set up a video screen down here. Guests can enjoy the show here, or they can go downstairs and they can enjoy the show down there in a bigger space, or we could use that space where we can't use it now, but we could use that space for conventions or whatever. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities there.
I think it's a good idea. I think that's, it's too bad the city had applied for a grant to get that done. They allotted a certain amount of money, and then bids were let, but nobody bid on it. And so I'm hoping that we can get some,
So I agree with James, and James is not here, but he said this in one of our meetings, that we really should look at our tourism assets, and this is a tourism asset. And I think we really should take a look at it. This would be my recommendation. I know we already have a committee to work on the director's position, but I really think we need to put together a team that really looks at the auditorium from top to bottom. What does it need? How could we use it? But how much is it really going to cost for the elevator? And I'm not trying to push a bunch of committees, but we really do need to go deep into the auditorium from top to bottom. So I'm open to recommendations on how we need to approach this, but this is a pretty big.
I'd be interested in serving on that committee.
And so thoughts, I just want to get everybody's thoughts so we can.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think with committees, things get done and then they bring them to us for approval or recommendations, and kind of takes a lot of the pressure off. Since we're really in a committee, you can talk amongst each other, and we really can't talk outside of a meeting. But the committees are publicized and recorded, so,
We can have a public meeting for sure.
yeah,
Public committee meeting.
Right.
And this is an underused asset.
It's underused.
And it's an asset that a lot of destinations do not have, really.
Right.
The acoustics in here are fantastic. And if we open up the downstairs with a simulcast, like we're saying, if we got something going on and have a bar down there, maybe a snack bar, but it'd be, I think it'd be, we have a shuttle going to the parking lot up there at the transit station.
and we've been missing the boat on like conferences, inspirational speakers.
True.
Small trade shows. I mean, this is a jewel, and I noticed one of the applicants has a background in conventions. So, I mean, you're correct, Terry. This needs to be used.
So I'll make a motion, we form a committee.
I'll second that.
Okay, so let's be clear on the committee. So we have a committee now. Should we just, and that's why I was maybe saying we shouldn't have voted on that, because it seems like to me we need to disband that committee, which was just Ron and Harry, and we should put together a big committee and look at everything, like renovations, whatever we have here.
Well,
Is anything-
perhaps, I'll take that back. How about a special workshop? Ron and I can put a whole bunch of things together, and then we can have a workshop with the whole commission to go over it.
How soon could you get that done? Because I think that might factor into our director. It could, who we hire.
Yeah, well, Ron and I have been talking a lot. We got some things down, but, yeah, we can do that pretty quickly, I think.
Okay, how about next week?
Sure.
Okay, I know next week, Wednesday, the HDC will be meeting, so unless we come before, we can't have it Wednesday evening.
So what time do they start?
They start at 6. Want to have a workshop at 4?
Well, we have a workshop scheduled already for next week. Do we not? We have our regular scheduled workshop. Let me look at the calendar.
I think
No,
that's
that's 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks.
You're right, it's 2 weeks, so that's the 14th. So do we want to wait until the 14th to workshop it, or do we want to go ahead and put together a committee today?
Let's
Um,
workshop it next week.
On the 7th?
Sure.
Is that,
I'm unfortunately out of town.
Okay,
I was just
so-
looking at my calendar, so I've already got an appointment at 5 o'clock that day.
Oh, okay.
and I'm not sure if James,
But that doesn't mean y'all can't go ahead and do it. I'm
Yeah.
just saying I can't attend.
well, no, I mean, it's important.
When are you going to be in town, Bobby?
I could be in town the next day.
Okay, let's do it on Thursday.
Yeah, I could be here Thursday.
Yeah, because I really like you to be there.
Okay. Yeah, let me just. And I think it also, if we're inviting these people to town next week to interview them, we need to think about
Yeah.
when they can come.
Yeah, maybe we can do a lot on Thursday.
I really wanted them to come during the week, because obviously our weekends right now are,
Right.
yeah. But let me just reach out to them before and let me see what their
So
thoughts are.
tentatively, we're thinking about the 8th.
Yes, we're talking about the 8th.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock workshop, or what time are you guys thinking?
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
5's fine with me.
Okay, so 5 o'clock workshop on July the 8th, specifically for the auditorium
Okay.
to talk about what really needs to be done.
To the physical plant, yeah.
Yeah, all things auditorium.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if it's related to auditorium, let's put that in the workshop, and then then out of that, we'll form a committee or whatever. Y'all can decide.
I can get all the figures on the elevator and so forth. I think Butch got Nabholz working on that, so.
And I have some information that I can bring on the plans for the elevator and some of that stuff. I'll get that from the mayor. Okay.
All right.
Any other things that you guys would like to add to a meeting or a workshop, auditorium, and of course, director?
It'll be a pretty good
That's a lot to do.
Pretty big agenda.
Okay, comments, Bobby?
No.
Greg?
None.
Carol, you any comments?
No.
Harry?
Well, we're back to meeting, and I'm optimistic. Next month should be a good one for us.
Yeah. I agree with Harry. I'd like to thank Patrick for his work. He was really a star with the websites and the computers. I do want to say something. You know, we've kind of taken some heat about Paradise, but it wasn't this commission that hired him. It was the last commission, and I want to thank them. I mean, they had a really good thought, and I think Paradise is what we can afford. I mean, you know, sure, there's probably another ad agency out there that might do as well, but I think we have a very excellent one for the small budget that we have, and we are a small budget. And Bobby, I'm sorry for my outburst. I admire you both as a person and a business person, so I apologize. And please, you know, I just want to ask everybody, you know, just wait until everything's over to make judgment.
Okay, we're done. We got a
Motion to adjourn.
second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Thank you, guys.
No.